My name is Dane. On January 31st, 2015, my father Glenn Wheeler was involved in a horrific car accident involving a drug driver. It left him with a severe brain injury. My father Glenn was a popular media personality. He was full of life, full of fun, nothing could ever hold him down. In one act of stupidity, a drug-affected driver brought my dad's whole world and our family's world to a halt.
Glenn Wheeler has been seriously injured in an accident in Sydney South.
The 54-year-old remains in an induced coma after being knocked off his scooter.
Dad was riding his scooter home from a haircut on a Saturday afternoon when he was wiped out by this driver. At first, no one knows just how serious an accident is. It didn't take us long to work out this one was serious. We receive a phone call, and within a matter of minutes, we're sitting by his side while he fights for his life. After months of being in a coma, the family were told horrific news. Dad had a traumatic brain injury. Dad's injury was serious, so serious that he spent the next year in hospital. In fact, over 360 days in rehab. From start to finish, Dad had to learn to eat, to read, to write, to speak, to be a normal human again. All of which was very hard on him and the family. Whilst we saw plenty of improvement over time, doctors told us the worst news, that Dad would never be able to return to his preoccupation work and probably never work again in any capacity. You never think something like this is going to happen to you, especially my dad, the life of the party, the hard worker, the non-stop go-getter. But it did, it happened. We spent every day with Dad. In fact, our mum didn't miss a day in hospital. When all you want to do is think about your old man, get him better and get him home from hospital, you don't get a chance to think about the other stuff, like compensation. We honestly didn't know where to start. We were referred to Tom and his team at Goudkamp, and to be honest, didn't know what to expect. Having Tom and his team around with the knowledge they had got us through some really difficult times. There wasn't a day where Tom didn't give us a call. Tom was always approachable, was always on the phone, emails back and forth, just comforting us when we needed it, giving us good advice and information along the way. We met with them a number of times in their office. They made us feel like part of their family. They knew what we'd been through. They've got so much experience with other people. No question was silly. Tom guided us through the entire process. It was as daunting as hell, but Tom made it easy. There's a family that's basically just lost their dad in a tragic accident, and there's Tom on our right-hand side with us all the way. The most pleasing part about Tom's work, in my opinion, is just how hard he works for his clients, day in, day out, to ensure that he get the best result for us for our compensation claim. Tom would always say that one of the key parts of Dad's case is to proving just how much of an energetic, fun, and entertaining and highly popular guy my dad was.
He's just an honest, really, really good bloke.
He lights up the room wherever he goes.
Whenever charities ring him, the answer's always yes.
He's part of our family.
What you see on television is what you get with him.
And with that in mind, Tom was banging down walls to speak to all of Dad's colleagues through the media, through his MC work, all the other different personalities across Sydney to get as much info as he could really quickly within weeks to get this case happening. The accident cost my dad his independence. He doesn't live at home anymore. He's living in a nursing home, and every day it has its challenges for us and for him. I guess watching your 55-year-old father go from high on life, dad, hardworking, a family man, to an accident that's left him in a nursing home is certainly very hard to take. One thing I'll never forget, Dad's just been in hospital for a year, and one of the first people to knock on our front door was Tom from Goudkamp. The team at Goudkamp lifted the burden at a traumatic time for our family. Tom and his team, well, they took care of the legal stuff, while we took care of Dad.